lesser art, his head was bent in sorrow.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda, we have our moment of silence, which has been our custom for many, many years, for all those serving here and abroad to return home safely to their families. And a roll call. Mr. Bierman?
Here.
Mr. Camerata is out. Ms. Grover?
Here.
Ms. Hockman?
Here.
And Mr. Carley is out. Next on the agenda, Mayor, we have the open public meeting statement. I'll read that aloud. In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, notice of this meeting was given by way of annual notice filed with the Township Clerk, the Home News Tribune, the North South Brunswick Sentinel, and the Trenton Times, and posted on the bulletin board in the South Brunswick Municipal Building on January 11th, 2024. Next, we have the address from the floor. Is there a motion to open to the public?
I'll make a motion, we open to the public.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Seeing no one in the public, is there a motion to close the public portion?
Which one?
Second.
Motion to close?
Yes.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda, Mayor, we have the minutes, and if there's no objection, we could take them all together. There are the regular and executive session meeting minutes of February 21st, and then the work session and executive session minutes of the meeting of March 6, 2024.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from all 4 meetings.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call. Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, Mayor, we have reports. We can start with Mr. Bidlack.
Thank you, Barbara. On March 21st, the library will be hosting a virtual seminar on gender equity and equality. For more details on that seminar, you can get the information on the library's website. Beginning on April 8th, the Water Division and Public Works will begin the flushing of water main programs for this year. It'll be conducted between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And that flushing program will take about 8 weeks to complete. There is information on the township website for residents to look at it, what to look out for if they are in their neighborhood and they are flushing, with regard to the water quality and such. We did receive notification from Middlesex County Department of Highways that Promenade Boulevard and Shawks Crossing Road will be repaved over the next month. We do have that posting up on our website it has the specific hours and what they're going to be doing in the schedules and the dates on that. So that's good news from Middlesex County. Just wanted to make we've all been notified, but I wanted to recognize the Township Public Works Recycling Department. We did receive a tonnage grant for $173,000 this year. We do receive monies every year, so this is kind of a regular program. This was that amount of money was the third most in Middlesex County. Woodbridge and Edison received more than us. They're bigger municipalities.
I think that was the largest we ever received.
Yeah, and then we were the 10th in the state
Yeah.
as far as the amount of money awarded to us. So that was, I'd like to give kudos to those guys. They do a great job, and these monies help us do our recycling programs, our curbside recycling collections, helps pay for salaries, and then miscellaneous events that we do throughout the year.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day, the Shred It Day is we contribute to that through that tonnage grant. So that money does have a good use. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
And the last thing I wanted to discuss or mention was that last week we received notification that we did get federal appropriations for the 522 extension, which would run from it's the last leg of 522 that's not complete. It goes from 130 out. It comes back out right on Ridge Road right before you go over the turnpike. This will help alleviate a lot of traffic in the Dayton area. Now everybody will be able to go right from Cranberry South River Road and get on 522 and go all the way out to Route 1. So it will eliminate travel on the local roadways. We are going to continue to seek more money for this project, as it is very expensive, and
Yes.
we're going to make another application and see if we can't get more monies for that. But it was $850,000 for this year, and we hope to get more monies in the future. That's all I have.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burbank.
Mr. Womack?
I have no report other than executive session.
And I have no report, Mayor.
It's
Ms.
me,
Grover?
thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I don't have too much, but I went to Indian Field School for Read Across America, and I read a book to the third graders, and they were very happy, and I was very happy. That was my first time doing it. And then our senior center, which is one of my board, had a very successful division of motor vehicle services, actually in our premises, and which made our residents very comfortable and very happy. And a lot of people used it. And the Human Services, my other board, Human Services, had the election last night, and now we have a new chair and a vice chair. New chair is Bina Mehta, and vice chair is Vivian Mon, and I want to congratulate them. Thank you, and that's all I have.
Nice, thank you.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes, I have two boards that are still meeting this week, so I don't have a report for the library, an up-to-date report from the library or from the health department, thank you. But I also, as Anne, I read to two schools, which did my heart so wonderfully because I love reading to the young children, and I got kindergarten, and I just had a ball. Those kids are so sweet to read to. They're mesmerized, and I will send out word to all the schools anytime you need a reader, count me in. I loved it. And also, I would like to say that the health department does have a grant, and we are going to be pursuing trying to get everyone in South Brunswick to learn CPR, enough that they would be able to help somebody in an emergency, but you will not be certified in CPR, but you will be taught CPR. Thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you.
And Mayor?
Madam Clerk, my professionals and council people have said it all. I have no report tonight.
Thank you. So we'll move forward then.
Thank you.
And just before we get on to ordinances for first reading, there was one ordinance number 2024-9, which
Yep.
you have a revised version on the dais. Just for your information, the revision was basically just underlining what the change was. It was already there, and then deleting sections that are already in the code. So if we can just have a motion to add the revised version.
I make a motion that we add the revised version.
A second.
And a second, roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. So we'll move on then to the ordinances for first reading. The first one is number 2024-6. This is an ordinance of the Township of South Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, reappropriating $1 million in proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purposes in order to provide for the Edleys Lane Force Main rehab. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-6?
I'll make a motion that we introduce ordinance 2024-6.
A second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you. Second ordinance here tonight is number 2024-7. This is amending Chapter 22 of the South Brunswick Township Code regarding requirement of residential resale certificate of occupancy. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-7?
I'll make a motion that we introduce ordinance 2024-7.
I'll second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you. The third ordinance is number 2024-8. This is authorizing conveyance and acceptance of a portion of Lot 1, Block 196.18 to Islamic Society of Central Jersey for a driveway easement. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-8?
I'll make a motion that we introduce ordinance 2024-8.
I'll second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. The fourth ordinance here for first reading tonight is number 2024-9. This is the one we just added the revised version. This is adopting an amendment to the 4095 US Route 1 redevelopment plan for 4095 US Route 1, which is Block 96, Lot 145.11. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-9?
I'll make a motion that we introduce ordinance 2024-9.
I'll second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor, we now have two ordinances for second reading, so they'll be here for a public hearing and final adoption. The first one is ordinance number 2024-4. This is an ordinance amending ordinance 86-01, authorizing positions and providing for a pay plan for classified and unclassified positions of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey. Is there a motion to open to the public?
I'll make a motion that we open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one in the public here tonight, is there a motion to close the public portion?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we close the public portion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-4?
I'll make a motion that we finally adopt ordinance 2024-4.
I second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Okay, we have our second ordinance here for second reading, which is number 2024-5. This is for the calendar year 2024. It's an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 40A:4-45.14. Is there a motion to open to the public?
I'll make a motion that we open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one in the public, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion that we close the public portion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-5?
I'll make a motion that we finally adopt ordinance 2024-5.
Second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, we have the consent agenda. There are items number 1 through 38. Are there any items anyone would like pulled?
I would like to pull number 10 and 26, please.
10 and 26?
Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to pull number 15 and 7. 17.
And 17, okay, great.
17.
Yes. Thank
Gotcha.
you.
Okay, so then if there are no other items to be pulled, we can have a motion then to adopt items number 1 through 9, 11 through 14, number 16, number 18 through 25, and number 27 through 38. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we adopt
Those items.
all the numbers that you said.
I'll second.
A second. And roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
I'll go ahead then on the first item that was pulled, which is number 10. This is a resolution accepting the resignation of Olivia Forte Gardner from the Environmental Commission.
Yeah. I'll take that one. I just wanted to say thank you to Olivia for her services. And if can I read the resolution for her?
Yeah.
Thank you. Accepting the resignation of Olivia Forte Gardner from the Environmental Commission. Olivia Forte Gardner was appointed as a member of the Environmental Commission, and whereas Olivia Forte Gardner has resigned as a 20th day of February 2024 by the Township Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the Township Council hereby accept the resignation of Olivia Forte Gardner from the Environmental Commission, and we wish her the very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a
And
motion
we
then?
can, yes, we can move forward with that.
You want to make a motion to adopt that?
Yes,
Is
thank
there a
you.
second?
Second.
And a roll call, Ms. Grover,
Yes,
Ms. Hockman?
thank
Yes.
you.
And Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item that was pulled under the Consent agenda was item number 15. This is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Lieutenant John Varnkop, American Legion Post 401, to provide various cardiopulmonary resuscitation programs.
Yes, whereas Lieutenant John Farkoff, American Legion Post 401, has agreed to provide various classes, workshops in CPR utilizing the American Heart Association training programs for residents over the age of 18 at facilities designated by the Health Department staff, which shall be subject to approval by the Township Health Officer or his designee. Whereas Lieutenant John Farnkoff, American Legion Post 401, shall be reimbursed per the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement attached hereto and incorporated by reference, and whereas funds are available for this purpose and the certification of availability of funds in an amount not to exceed $24,700 has been provided by the Chief Financial Officer from account number, and whereas the Department of Law is satisfied that said certification is in proper form and has reviewed the agreement and approves of same as to form. Now therefore be it resolved on this 20th day of March by the Township Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the Township Manager and Township Clerk shall be and are hereby authorized to execute an agreement with Lieutenant John Vonkoff, American Legion Post 401, to provide various classes, workshops in CPR utilizing the American Heart Association training program. This agreement in an amount shall not exceed $24,700 and shall be charged to the account. A fully executed agreement shall remain on file with the Township Clerk. And I would really like to thank the American Legion Post for allowing the Health Department to train people in CPR. Again, this is not going to be certification, but you will be trained. Thank you.
Is there a motion then to adopt that resolution, item number 15?
Yes, I'll make a resolution that we accept number 15.
Second?
And we have a second and a roll call. Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. Third item, Mayor, it was number 17, and this is a resolution recognizing Michael Gartland for his volunteer service.
And I'll
I
read
can
that.
read it. Oh.
Whereas community volunteering is an integral part of the spirit of the Township of South Brunswick, and whereas we honor those who generously give their time and talents to improve their community, and whereas Michael Gartland is a lifelong resident of the Township of South Brunswick. As a child, he was enrolled in the New Jersey's Early Intervention Program, Project Child, followed by the South Brunswick Preschool Handicap Program. Michael remained in the township school system until his graduation from South Brunswick High School. And whereas Michael has demonstrated positive citizenship by taking pride in his community, during the pandemic, Michael and his dad began a daily routine of a collection walk, where he began picking up trash that had been left in the street. He also separates the trash and recyclables into containers for curbside pickup. And whereas Michael's neighbors are impressed and grateful to Michael for taking pride not only in his own neighborhood, but also the area surrounding his neighborhood, including Freedom Trail, Stouts Lane, New and Ridge Roads. Now therefore be it resolved on this 20th day of March 2024 by the Township Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that we do hereby recognize and thank Michael Gartland for his dedication to the community. And I would like to, now that I've read this into
I'd just like to say a few words.
Resolution.
I see Michael Gartland just about every day in the neighborhood, walking around, cleaning the roads up. I just want to give him and his father a big shout out. It just, every time I see him, I beep and wave, and I see him Probably just about every day. You're right by my house. So with that, go ahead, Ms. Hahn.
I made a resolution that we accept,
Make a motion to adopt
made a
that
motion
resolution?
to accept the resolution as read.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second it, and I'm going to say that, Michael, we are very proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second, a roll call. Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Definitely yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, we'll move on to our final resolution on the consent agenda. This one was item number 26, and it's a resolution accepting the resignation of Rajesh Pathak from the Senior Advisory Council.
I'll take that. I just wanted to say thank you to Rajesh Pathak for his services to our Senior Advisory Council. I want to wish you the best for your. I know you wanted to spend some time with your family, and I wanted to enjoy and have a good time. Thank you. Thank you, and move forward.
And that's a motion?
I can make a motion to move forward with this.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Thank you.
Second,
And a roll call. Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Thank you.
yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have a second address from the floor. However, seeing no one here, I think we can move on then to the voucher list.
I'll make a
so-
motion that we accept the voucher list as shown.
I'll
And
second.
And a roll call. Ms. Grover,
Yes, we got to pay the bills.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. So now it looks like we are at that point where we're going to go into executive session. The resolution was already passed on the consent agenda, so if we can have a motion to go into executive session and then to adjourn immediately thereafter.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session and then we will say good night.
Second?
Second, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go. Good night, everyone.
Good night.